So, hey guys, welcome back to Build a Boat. Been a while since I've been here. Um, Nothing looks changed besides the PvP thing is gone. Um, what I want to do is that some person at White Team has a AFK grinder. I do not like those. It's a cheap way to get gold. It's no fun. So we're just going to simply go over here. Let me grab some other things. Sorry for that noise. I was moving my mic so I can have more mobility of my arm. Where the hell is my jetpack? There it is. Ready. So all we need to do is pretty much destroy it. Now, this is pretty much a tutorial now. We'll get to the T35 soon. I'm really glad that I haven't even tested this out yet. So I'm hoping that the devs of the server, yeah, so he has isolation on, but we can still access his spawn, which is good. So we're going to launch. Oop. We are now going to launch. Ah, crap. Where's my, righty. So now that we have the dragon quest going on, we just need to wait for the dragon to come over, and then we just destroy all of his work. There he is, shooting fireballs from a great distance. This is awesome. This is why I love Build a Boat. You can screw around with people's builds. All right, his AFK grinder is mostly destroyed. Let me go over. Oh, I can't because of his isolation. Let's just finish it off. Here, dragon, come on. Over here. Oh, why can't I say white? Is there some sort of weird censorship going on? I guess I can't say white team, but anyways, that's how you say, or not say, that's how you destroy AFK grinders on a guy's team. It's just a complete jerk move, but I absolutely love doing it. The T-35 is a multi-turreted Soviet Union heavy tank. Now, do not let that deceive you. This thing had barely any armor. I mean, you have a 30 millimeter plate here, but I mean, most guns or slug throwers can just penetrate that armor pretty darn easily. Like a 45 millimeter cannon here can pin that. I don't know about the 40 or whatever this gun is, but anyways, let's get to the specifications and history behind this tank that I built. This is the updated version. I have done a video on this in the past, so if you guys want to check that out, please do so. Um, Obviously, this is a updated version. It has a lot more details, and that's all that's changed. The turrets are still the same. Um, and yeah, so let's get to specifications and stuff. So the T-35 is a heavy tank. It was in Soviet Union during before World War II and well, not after, but during World War II. So it only served in World War II. Designer was a OKMO tank design Baru, designed in 1930 through 1932. Manufacturer was KHPZ. Produced through 1933 through 1938. Only 61 of these were built, so a pretty low number. Variants, the only other variant is the T35B. Now, there are smaller ish kind of versions called the T28 and the T28E, I think. It's pretty much this same setup, just with two machine gun turrets in the front, no turrets in the back, and it's less big. This tank is huge and a big target. It's close to mouse size, but not really. Um, So the mass was 45 tons, nowhere near the mass of the mouse, which was almost 200 tons. Um, so if 45 tons would be 49.6 short tons or 44.3 long tons. The length was like going this way is 9.72 meters, 31 feet 11 inches. The width, which is this way, 3.20 meters or 10 feet 6 inches. The height was 3.43 meters, 11 feet 3 inches. I had a crew of 11, so driver, commander, multiple gunners, multiple loaders, maybe a radio operator. I don't know. It had a crew of 11, which is a lot. So, I mean, if one of these gets killed, I mean, obviously you're going to have a lot of casualties. And this thing, like I said, does not have armor. I mean, it does, but not enough to protect you from, anti-tank weapons. I mean, the door knocker German anti-tank gun, it was a 75 millimeter, I think. I mean, it could penetrate this through pretty darn easily. I might be wrong about the 75 millimeter part. I think I'm just confusing it with something else. I don't know. I just know that it was called the door knocker because when it hit tanks and stuff, it would not penetrate. So door knock. I keep messing up my words. Door knocker. That's what it was called or nicknamed by the Germans that used it. So that's the specifications for it. The armor was 11 to 30 millimeters thick. The only 30 millimeter plates on this tank are, I think, the mantlet and the front plate here and the lower glacis. The main armament was a 76.2 millimeter gun model 2732. The secondary armament was two 45 millimeters, 20K guns, and five or six 7.62 millimeter DT machine guns. The engine was a Milkian M17M V12 petrol engine, which created 500 horsepower or 370 kilowatts. The power to rate was 11. The operational range was pretty short, 150 kilometers, which is 93 miles. Someone correct me on that. I don't think I'm right on that. Maximum speed was only 30 kilometers an hour, which is pretty good for the size of this tank. This tank was huge, but I mean, to be honest, that's pretty slow. And it rarely got to that speed because either it would break down or the conditions would be bad and they would have to repair or they would have to go slower. Something like that. The maximum speed in miles per hour would be 19, by the way. So this was only used in World War II, so 1940s. And I mean, this was pretty much worthless. I mean, sure, since the size, it would cause terror, and it would put terror in the enemies. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it would cause something to the enemies, but normally when they saw this huge tank, they would just shoot it. Um, so yeah, this is T34, T35. Sorry. Yeah, more turrets equals bad because it increases the mechanical complexity, makes manufacturing something like this very hard, and the unit cost would be probably a lot. I don't know. So on my version of this tank, only the main turret with the 76.2 millimeter gun, only this can turn. If you're wondering why there's such a short barrel, let me tell you. So there would be, what is happening? There would be two crew here, one crewman here, also the driver. Now see, how would you get, I mean, if there was a fire and you guys all had to get out of there, I mean, just a bad design, you know? I mean, sure, maybe you can open hatches and get out of there quick, but it would still take a lot of time because maybe you would have to move the turret. I mean, if the turret was jammed and the gun was over one of the hatches, I mean, two guys would be, or one guy would be stuck, you know? So it's a pretty bad design, I would say. I mean, it's cool, but this was literally only used for propaganda, I think. I mean, I think if they did, well, they actually did put these out in battle, but I mean, all they did was pretty much be torn apart by enemy fire. Now, the next tank I will be doing is the Char 2C, or at least I'm going to try to do it, which is also a humongous tank that has like a village of 12 people to operate it or something. If you want to know what a bad tank design is, the Char 2C is a bad tank design. It's French, by the way, but it would dwarf this tank, and I think it's a bit bigger than the mouse. So yeah, we're getting sidetracked, but to go over the details on this thing, we have a periscope here for the gunner, or a cupola, however you pronounce it, for the commander. I would think I base this off of the Panther. The Panther has a gunner sight that is stuck facing one direction, and it's off put. Bad tank design there. We have a vision port here, vision ports for the crew here, also pistol ports if you wanted to shoot out with pistol and kill anyone that was sneaking up on the tank. Germans had magnetic mines that they could place on tanks, and it would blow up and also be stuck to the tank. Driver's viewport is here. Also some headlights, scratch marks indicating that this thing has been through some things. Tools, same turret here, just a little bit different. We have a little hatch here, maybe for putting ammo into the tank. We also have hatches on the top of each turret for the crew to get out. None of them actually go into the tank on my version. So this thing has interesting suspension. If you see it, it's like two pair, you know, kind of like the Sherman, but not. Sprocket wheel is up here, I think. No. I think it's in the back. I don't know. Storage bin for stuff. The big, humongous weak spot that I would think planes would love to shoot. It's the grill, I guess you could call it, for the engine. The engine would go here, radiators on the side, fuel tanks also on the side, maybe below. This thing could also swing open, and you can access the engine there. The hatch is in the back to actually get in my tank. So, hi. Add-on armor, maybe, or maybe just plating to cover components for the tank, maybe. We have tools. I already covered that. Sorry. Containers. And we also have a ladder on this side to get up onto this tank. We have the 7.62 millimeter machine guns, and also they are placed on the turrets with actual guns too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, maybe 6. Maybe the crewman has one. We have a fuel tank here, which I use my favorite block, which can reflect sunlight coolly. Now, flaws with this tank is, well, everything. The turrets are misplaced. Turrets are also off-shaped. This actually curves, not in this blocky manner. The front here is bad. The lower glacis, I don't even know what I did here. The back lower glacis is horrible. You also have exhaust ports, though, and a container. The tracks, no detail. More containers, which this would actually be a hatch on the real version for crewmen to get out. I think that would be for the commander or something. Anyways, that's my T35. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I will be doing the Char 2C maybe. That's a strong maybe after this video. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye.